Hi, Miss Watson. I just wanted to message you to say thank you very much for this truly auspicious event. I look forward to having your continued support in this.
Hello there, Dan. I know that you're the director, but there's no need for such formal greetings anymore. But I wanted to thank you as well, especially for your support. It's okay for you to call me Charlotte. Don't worry about my last name anymore. I hope that it's okay to address you by your first name. Is that all right?
Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much. I was just wanting to be more polite, that's all. But I'm afraid it might be weird to be so casual in front of other people.
Oh, please, we're about to become relatives soon, are we not? I would love for us to all get along and build a great relationship.
Ah, well, thank you for your kind words. I suppose I will just call you Charlotte from now on. It's nice being more on a first-name basis. It's so strange, but it makes me happy that we can be like this. So we're having dinner this weekend, and I've made a reservation at a restaurant that I'd like to go to with my family. Does 7 o'clock work for you?
Oh, going out for dinner? Is this where I'll be meeting all of the family for the first time? Yes, 7 works fine for me.
Okay, that's great. I'll make sure to tell Ryan about it as well, so that he'll be there on time. Hopefully, he should be flexible with that time. Okay, he just got back to me, and I confirmed everything with him. He said there's no problem with 7 o'clock for dinner.
Okay, great. So it's all sorted then. I guess that I'll see all of you at 7 o'clock for dinner. I'm looking forward to meeting everyone and getting to know them. Oh, but I do have one request, if that's okay to ask. I'm just wondering about something. I don't know, maybe I'm just a little anxious about this meeting. I know it's important.
Yes, of course, Charlotte. You can tell me anything, and I'll try my best to listen and see what I can do to help. But you do know that you can come to me for anything, okay?
Well, that's very kind of you, Dan. Does your wife know about the position that I'm in? Have you mentioned anything to her about me?
Oh, my wife? No. I've not gone into much detail about you with her. We haven't had many chances to talk lately. She's been acting a bit rude, and it doesn't make me want to have many conversations with her at all. I think that it's best for others to get to know you themselves instead of hearing things from people other than the person they're mentioning.
I see what you mean. I completely agree with that, Dan. Thank you for not saying anything. But I would like you to not tell your wife anything about me, okay? If they know about the information that you give her in advance, I'll have to be more careful with what I say, or she'll start judging me really quickly. I just want to build a good relationship with the mother of the groom. She'll soon be my mother-in-law, and I don't want to get on her bad side. When I talk to her, I plan to talk about the company, and then I'm more in control of what's being said. Is this all okay with you? I didn't mean to spring this on you too much.
No, of course. You're fine. I'll let you do the talking for yourself, and I'll make sure that everyone is on their best behavior for the dinner. I'm sorry for putting too much attention on you. I just wanted everyone to have a good time whilst they are getting to know you.
I get what you mean, but I just wanted to keep more of a low profile, so please don't worry too much about this. Just please don't tell your wife anything. That would be great. But I'm looking forward to meeting her and having a nice dinner as a family. It'll be really fun. I hope that we can have a good time together while eating some really nice food.
Me too. I hope we'll have a lot of fun getting to know one another and talk about our lives and our careers. I'll tell my daughter not to worry.
I feel less worried about it now than before I told you, so thank you. We're going to become a family after all, so it's best to keep the communication open. I'll see you at the dinner. Good evening. It's very nice to talk with you today. I'm Gwyneth. I'm Whitney's mom. I just got your number now and wanted to message you in advance. Oh, you're Whitney's mom? Well, it's very nice to talk with you, too. I'm Ryan's mom, Charlotte, and I'm looking forward to meeting you and joining our families together. So I was asking Whitney a bit about your family. I just felt it was better to talk to you about this in advance rather than at the dinner table. I actually got your contact information through your son, Ryan, and it's paramount that we talk about this right now. Oh, okay. What is it that you wanted to talk about, Gwyneth? Are you sure it can't wait until the dinner? Must this be discussed over the phone like this? So I had no idea that Ryan was raised in a single-parent household, that he was raised by only you. Were you trying to hide that little piece of information about you? Huh? What do you mean? Why are you even talking about this? How is this something that you needed to know? Well, your son has never mentioned anything up until now about his upbringing. I just got the impression that he's ashamed. He was obviously hiding it. But to be honest, I was actually shocked to find out he came from a single-mother household. I never would have guessed that about him at all. Sorry, I just don't understand why you brought this up, Gwyneth. Why are we having this conversation? It's not very good to talk about this through messaging. I guess it's kind of hard to believe that Ryan would hide the fact that he was only brought up by me, but I didn't think that many people cared about that. Whitney knew about this information, and she's also met just me, so she knows everything about the family situation. So are you telling me that Whitney knows everything that she needs to know about your family? Is that what you're trying to say? I know that she knew about this. I don't see how my son has done anything bad by not telling you every single thing about him yet. Look, I'm sorry, I might not be understanding or something, but what is your point in this conversation exactly, Gwyneth? If I actually knew that your son was from a single-parent household, I would have told him that he couldn't marry my daughter. I would have never permitted it. I'm sorry, but what did you just say to me? Are you telling me that Ryan wouldn't have been allowed to marry Whitney because he was raised by only one parent? I know that Ryan works for a really well-established company, and I've heard that he's gotten a good education as well. So I just thought that his parents are good people that put a lot of effort into getting a good education and being successful in life. Oh, is that what he told you? My son is definitely one to brag about his success, which is fine. He's done well in life. Yes, but I never expected that he was brought up by a single mother. It just doesn't make that much sense to me. Single mothers just sit at the bottom of society, you know. Excuse me? What did you just say to me? You think because I have no husband, I've got no choice but to sit at the bottom of society? Look, all I want to happen today is for you to cut ties with your son, Ryan. We can't have a single mother associated with our family. If you do this, we'll allow him to marry Whitney. Then everyone's problems will be solved. Your son will be happier without his single mother. I really don't understand where you're coming from at all, Gwyneth. This is insane. You really think that single parents sit at the bottom of society? Isn't that what I've been trying to tell you throughout this entire conversation? I can't believe that he came from a poor single-parent family. I can't believe that he kept a secret like this until the moment we all decided to meet up with one another and for him to marry my daughter. I feel like I can't trust anyone anymore. It's ridiculous. I shouldn't have been kept in the dark about this. It's very important that we understand everything about you. You can't just assume that a single-parent household is sitting at the bottom of society. It makes it sound like we've been in poverty his entire life. I don't understand why Ryan would hide this kind of detail about his family, but it's just a misunderstanding, okay? Hey, I never misunderstood anything, all right? Unfortunately, everything has been set up for tomorrow, but it should be okay if you cancel your reservation, right? Aside from that, I don't really have anything else to talk about with a woman who sits at the bottom of society with the rest of the single mothers. Please, take it easy, Gwyneth. You really know nothing about me, so you need to stop assuming things this instant. I was looking forward to tomorrow. It's an important opportunity to get to know each other as a family. It would be terrible if I was made to cancel all because of a misunderstanding, right? Charlotte, I don't get what you're talking about because there are no misunderstandings here. You're a single mother, are you not? I've got no desire to be associated with a poor woman like you. It's just not a good look. If you don't cut ties with Ryan, then I've got no choice but to reconsider this marriage. I'm planning to tell Whitney what's going to happen if you don't do this. We don't want you involved with this family. No, there's definitely a misunderstanding because you understand who I am as a person. To be honest with you, I'm not poor. Look, how about we just talk about each other's background tomorrow at the dinner? Like I said before, it's a great chance to get to know each other. I do apologize that it's come to this, but you really need to stop making these assumptions about me, okay? Wouldn't it be better to meet and talk this out first than do this over messaging? We'll be digging holes deeper and deeper if we keep messaging like this. Well, by the looks of it, I guess you're not going to cancel your reservation at our table tomorrow. You're going to end up regretting this decision. Tomorrow you'll be in an upper-class restaurant, so you, a poor woman, will be so happy, won't you? I bet you've got nothing nice to wear either. I don't think I'll be acting the way you assume I will, but thanks for the advice you're giving. I'll also be a little more careful with what I choose to wear. Well, the better thing to do would be to not come to the dinner tomorrow, okay? I've given you a lot of advice, so you need to take it seriously. And again, I thank you for that, but this is all for my son, and I'll put him first in this. I've got no plans to cancel. I'll see you tomorrow at the dinner, Gwyneth. Okay, you've made your point in this. You should have taken my advice. You need to go home early. Don't even think about showing your face in front of my family again. Wow, I am stunned by your reaction, Gwyneth. I thought that you were a grown woman who knew how to treat people better. I never expected that Whitney's mother would be so arrogant. How could you be like that in front of so many people? It's crazy. Are you serious with that line, Charlotte? A poor woman's words like that don't even hurt me. At least I'm not a single mother like you. Hey, I had to hold myself back since we were all greeting each other for the first time before my son gets married to your daughter. I've hit the limit of my patience, so of course I'm going home. Please give my regards to your husband, Dan. My husband will be coming to the restaurant sometime soon, but I'll have dinner with my family, and we will then leave. I bet that you really wanted to eat at a really high-class restaurant. You know, I really wish you could have eaten that food that was specially prepared for you. When it comes to cooking, do you even call them dishes? What makes you think that I don't know anything about food? Well, I know that being in a restaurant like this is such a treat for you. Since you're a poor person, you should eat as much as you can. I really didn't expect my son's own mother-in-law would look down on his mother so much. To be honest, I am shocked that a mother has this sort of attitude. Would you please hold back on making me cut ties with my son? It's a horrible idea. What if I were to make a complaint about you? Yeah, sure you will. If you were to come back inside now, I'll feed you some food, okay? But I did say yesterday you'll regret it if you do anything. Wow. You look down on me and then you're overjoyed at the fact that I walked out of the restaurant? You're the one who's going to regret the joy you have. I hate to break it to you, but you'll see what hell feels like soon enough, Gwyneth. You'll be the one regretting all the actions you took. Karma works in mysterious ways, you know? What the heck? What the hell are you even talking about? Do you really think over-exaggerating is going to do anything to me? If you wanted to eat with me that much, you should have come back here and sat at the table. Let the two families meet and we can enjoy dinner at a 5-star restaurant. Ah, if only you weren't a poor single parent and thinks that one dish is a whole meal. All right, that's it. I've had enough of this. I feel uncomfortable being in this conversation, so if you'll excuse me, I'll leave.
Gwyneth, you need to listen to what I'm about to say to you. What did you say to that person?
Huh? What on earth are you talking about? I don't know who you're talking about. You need to give me a bit more of an explanation.
I was late for a meeting because I ran into Ryan, and he talked to me. Did his mother already leave to go home? I heard that you only had her there so that you could target her with your terrible attitude. Don't you think you're mistaken? Are you kidding me with this crap, Gwyneth?
Oh, you met up with Ryan? Oh, that's nice, dear. That's right. I guess I did kind of target her. You know full right that a woman at the bottom of society is not suitable for being in this family. So I told her nice and politely to not show up to the dinner and to just go home. What's so wrong with that? We don't need her kind around here.
Are you kidding me, Gwyneth? Would you cut the crap? Why do you always have to start drama? This is why I never tell you anything.
Excuse me, you can't just talk to me like this, Dan. What on earth are you talking about anyways? Why don't you tell me things?
Because you always read things the wrong way. Don't you understand what you did? That person you pushed away is the president of my company.
Huh? What person? Who is the president of the company? What are you talking about, Dan? Dan, you're not making a lick of sense to me.
Ryan's mother, Charlotte, the one you've been treating so horribly, is the president of the company that I work for, President Watson. Can't you imagine all the blood rushing to my cheeks? I'm so embarrassed. Do you understand what you've done? She's my boss.
Whoa. Just rewind a little bit, okay? What are you saying? I've got no idea what's going on. I'm so confused, Dan. Are you saying that Charlotte is your boss? Not that miserable, poor, single mother. Oh, surely not. You must be mistaken.
You're seriously the scum of all humanity, Gwyneth. Why did you treat her this way just because she raised her son as a single mother? Her husband was actually the previous president of the company. Unfortunately, he passed away in a car accident over 10 years ago.
Oh, God. Are you being serious? Look, I had no idea that any of that happened to her and that her husband was the last president of your company.
I was the one that asked her son to marry our daughter in the first place. I feel like that's a pretty coherent conversation, Gwyneth. I was so happy that our children decided to get married to each other. Originally, I was the one asking Charlotte to set up as a couple.
What the heck are you saying? Why didn't you tell me such an important matter? You should have kept me in the loop so none of this would have happened. I had no idea of this at all. I had no idea that Charlotte was the president of the company. It was hard to imagine her as a president. What's so bad about me acting like I did?
President Watson didn't want people to pay too much attention to her high-level position. I didn't say anything because I wanted you to get to know each other. Not as career people, but as family. The way we should have done it, I really thought that you had more manners than what you showed, but I was wrong. I really never expected anything like this to happen. This is all your fault, you stupid woman. How could you treat her like that?
Okay, just hold on a minute. Whitney just left. Where the heck is she going? Oh, for goodness sake, if things continue like this, I'll be all alone in this restaurant. It's going to be so awkward sitting at this huge table. This was not supposed to happen. This is that woman's fault. She should have just been truthful about herself. Can you please hurry up and get here, Dan? Let's just discuss things and think about all of this together.
No way. I am coming over there just so you won't be alone at a table. It's completely impossible to reason with you, Gwyneth.
What did you just say to me? What's so impossible about talking to me? All you had to do was tell me the truth.
I never told you anything because you're always so quick to judge people before you get to know them. I can't even look at your face right now. You've caused enough trouble for one day and for a lifetime, to be honest. How dare you treat a widow so badly? She never asked for this single mother life. How dare you be so rude?
Wait, Dan. Oh, don't you think you're being too harsh right now? Wait, sweetheart, please. Where are you right now? Please talk to me. Hello, Charlotte. Are you there? I really do apologize for messaging so late at night. Do you have time to talk by any chance right now? What do you want to say to me this time, Gwyneth? What could you possibly say so that it seems like you're looking down on me? I've got absolutely nothing at all to say to you anymore. I'm done listening to all the nonsense you say. You've said and done enough. Are you just trying to dish out more crap to make me feel bad? Oh, please don't say that. It's imperative that I talk to you right now. I've come here to apologize, but also to say that isn't it terrible that we couldn't participate in the dinner tonight? I had no idea that you were the president of a company. I really did act a little rude tonight, and I shouldn't have. It was not good. If I had known that you were the president of my husband's company, I wouldn't have behaved the way that I did. Well, what you said to me told me all there is to know about you, Gwyneth. I know enough now about you and what judgments I need to make. Huh? What is that supposed to mean? Charlotte, I just admitted that if I'd known more about you, I wouldn't have acted like that. You know, Dan, my managing director had something to say about your attitude. I can't trust people who turn their backs on me. He was right in not saying anything to you. The words you said and the way you behaved to me yesterday and today was enough for me to see. I've got no desire to become relatives with you. Okay, I understand why you would say that to me, but you calling off our children's marriage just because you don't like me is a bit far, isn't it? There's no way that I could possibly cancel their marriage when they go quite well together. I'm not that much of a self-centered person. Huh? Oh, what you're saying makes no sense then. We'll probably be relatives if this marriage still goes on, right? I'm Whitney's mom and you're Ryan's mom. Well, I guess it was a good idea to have had you join us at the restaurant. I just wish I knew more about you, but I don't know why you got me kicked out, though. I guess you've misunderstood the situation once again, Gwyneth. I wasn't the one who kicked you out. You were kicked out by your husband, Dan. It seems like Whitney and Dan have grown really fond of me and didn't want me to be interrogated and berated by you. Huh? What do you mean that they've grown fond of you? What have you done for my husband and daughter to make them like you so much? You know why they like me, even if I don't have to tell you all the details. Your husband must have told you this himself, right? I don't get what you're talking about, Charlotte. I was told that he would get a divorce from me and that I would have to leave the house. I'm just feeling so emotional right now. I just can't think straight. There's no way that he's being serious, right? Oh, this can't be happening to me. Well, that's not something that I know about, Gwyneth. That's your own business that you have to deal with because of what you did. Your actions angered our managing director, who is normally really calm when issues arise. I guess this won't ever end for him unless he does something about it. Well, it sounds like now you'll have nothing to do with Whitney anymore, so there's not much reason to refuse their marriage, right? What do you mean by that? Are you telling me that Whitney and you will no longer be a part of my family anymore? How can you possibly do this? Don't you think you're taking this a little bit too far, Charlotte? You do realize that she's my daughter, right? You can't make her leave me. I'm not making her or your husband do anything they don't want to do. Your actions have embarrassed her and Dan, and they just don't want you around anymore. We're going to let your family decide what they're going to do about this mess of a situation. To be honest, it doesn't matter to me if you get divorced. Or that they're cutting ties with you. Even if those things don't happen, I'm sure they'll still decide to not hang around a family member like you anymore. What? How dare you say something like that to me? My own family can't do this to me. I've come here to apologize, and this is what I get in return? I want Ryan to be happy, and he's very happy with Whitney. She's a good girl, and she doesn't have any of your horrible traits. That's why I'm agreeing to them getting married. I want what is best for them. You obviously care more about status than anything else. With or without knowing my circumstances, you still made assumptions about me and decided to make me go away just because I'm a single mother. I lost my husband. I wasn't a single mother by choice. I can't forgive you for treating me like a poor person when I'm not. You shouldn't be treating anyone like that at all. Don't you think it's natural for me to have this sort of response? That I don't want you involved with this family after what you said? Please don't do this to me. Please just ignore what I said and did earlier on. I've been reflecting on what I did, and I was definitely going a bit insane. I just automatically thought that single mothers are generally poor because their husbands leave them with nothing. I didn't know you lost yours. But now I understand what's going on here. Look, Charlotte, I'm really sorry for what I did, and I'll never do it again. Could you please mediate between me and my husband? He's not listening to me, and he won't return any of my calls. Since you're his boss, I'm sure he'll listen to you, and he'll do what you say. Wait, what? Why are you getting me involved for? Why should I have to do it? Your marriage and the relationship you have with your daughter is none of my business. I'm not some witch who can magically fix your problems. My husband is really angry with me because I made you angry when I didn't mean to. I had no idea of your situation. This will all be resolved if you just tell Dan that you don't care and that we can all start over and just try and build a family together. Don't destroy my marriage. Gwyneth, you've brought this on yourself. You're destroying your own marriage, not me. Stop blaming me for everything that goes wrong in your life. I've got no idea where you're coming from with this at all, but I've had enough of it. You've completely betrayed your husband's trust in not making judgments. We're all simply rejoicing in the fact that the children are going to marry each other. I've arranged another meeting with us excluding you. I feel so sorry for Dan that it had to come to this, but you just ruined everything and, well, you've got to pay for it now. Please, just do something to help me. What will happen if I get divorced? If that happens, I've got nowhere else to go. I'll be homeless. And that's not all. Whitney's also mad at me, right? Oh, please, just help me out. Don't mess up my family any more than it already is. I'm really over this entire conversation, so if you'll excuse me, I've got business to attend to. But aren't you glad this happened, Gwyneth? At least now you'll find out how a poor person feels, right? Please eat some rice before you get kicked out of your house. With that, I say goodbye to you, you horrible woman. Stop judging a book by its cover. Get to know people first. You know what? I don't think I ever want to step foot into another 5-star restaurant ever again because of you. You've put me off so much. In the end, Charlotte ignored Gwyneth for the rest of the night. Gwyneth tried to apologize to her over and over again, but it wasn't going to be enough. She tried to flatter Charlotte, but she was not paying her any attention. And of course, Whitney and Gwyneth's husband Dan also cut her out of their lives. Once they held another meeting without Gwyneth present, the meeting continued without her being there. They communicate way better without her around. It sounds like Whitney and Ryan had an amazing wedding celebration and are happily married now. Gwyneth was not invited even though she was the mother of the bride. She wasn't even allowed to come into the wedding venue at all. It's ironic how she couldn't attend, but it's the result of her own actions. There's no way that anyone would sympathize with Gwyneth on this. She brought it on herself. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.